Week 6 reflection questions. Reflection question number 1. Explain how your learning objective connects and should be used within your evaluation section. Okay, so for number 1, I answered that. So, first of all, let's go over my learning objective, which is that students will be able to understand the concept of exchange and money through outline, flashcards, or diagram. 3 out of 5 purchases. So number 1, our learning objective connects greatly to our evaluation because as we complete our lesson and finish teaching the kids, we will only know that it was transferred to them correctly and it was taught to them in a way they can understand if they withhold our learning objective, which is to be able to understand the concept of exchange and money through outline, flashcards, or diagram. 3 out of 5 purchases. So the whole idea of our learning objective is because it is what the whole lesson revolves around. It's basically the reason why we're teaching this lesson. We're teaching to get a certain outcome, our outcome being our learning objective. So our evaluation and what we want to evaluate and have the students evaluate from the entire learning objective and our lesson is that they will be able to understand the concept of exchange through money, online, outlines, flashcards, and diagrams. Also, that's how it connects back to evaluation, because evaluation is the process of summing up and seeing the outcome of your lesson. So that's how the two connect to each other. That's how evaluation connects to our learning objective. It's our outcome. It's what we want to be evaluated. So number 2, building on your answer to question number 1, explicitly link add the link from the assigned readings. What do you find critical to your understanding during this process? So what do you find critical to your understanding during this process? So I attached the link that I really enjoyed reading, but this is my answer to it. It doesn't really have to do with the reading, but this is what I found critical. And this is what my understanding and how I think is critically thought and what's important to keep in mind. So what I find critical and important to keep in mind is that the evaluation process is what your entire lesson revolves around, basically. So what I'm meaning by that is that you're doing this lesson and you're following this learning objective because you want this certain evaluation. So I think that's critical and important to keep in mind because it's kind of what your entire lesson revolves around, what you're aiming for. It's the reason why you're teaching this lesson to the children in the first place. You are expecting to get a positive evaluation, and that's sometimes the main priority. Sometimes when teaching, having the students to understand. So having them understand and be able to have the outcome of the learning objective and be able to do 3 out of 5 purchases is sometimes the main goal for a lesson. And that's why I believe sometimes a teacher has learning objectives and follows certain rules and follows certain lessons to be able to have the students understand the material. Okay, and that's all I have for this week's reflection. Thank you.